Photoshop has become in recent days one of the flagship software for digital painting. In this tutorial, we will discuss the basic tools of drawing and painting in Photoshop. The drawing tools in Photoshop consist of two parts, Pixel Tool and Vector Tool. Let's start with the pixel-based tools. They consist of a total of 7 tools that allow you to draw freely with various features. First, we have the Brush Tool, which allows painting custom contours. It is the tool quintessential in pixel-based drawing, but also the most complex tool, because it has its many settings and parameters specific to the drawing, to have a very realistic result. It allows you to draw and colorize freely and flexibly. Pick a color and trace, preferably in a standard layer, so as not to damage your original layer. If we want to have straight lines, just press the Shift key, and we draw freely. To set up your brush, press the right mouse key. At the top of this icon, in the options bar, choose the thickness to increase or decrease the size. At the bottom, we set the hardness of our brush. Different types of brushes can be chosen. Photoshop also included a whole library. General brushes, dry brush, wet brush. With this icon, I can choose the orientation of my brush, and I can also deform it as well as shrink the sides, make it sharp, etc. For example, for calligraphic text is very practical. In the options bar, I can choose the blend mode as a display option. We can manage its opacity. Its flow, that is, defines the speed of the line scrolling. Also define the smoothing of the contour. Next, it is defined as smoothing with more detailed options of smoothing. Set the shape angle. It is similar to right-clicking the mouse. And finally, define the symmetry options for painting. We have several variants on how to define our symmetry: vertical, horizontal, dual axis, etc. We choose blindly as an example. Then we paint, like this. Our symmetry runs automatically. Nice for drawing patterns based on symmetry. The rest of its functions are specific to the drawing pen and tablet. Now let us move on to other basic tools. Our second tool is the Pencil Tool. It allows us to paint sharp contours, having the same preferences as the Brush Tool seen, that it is a variant of this tool. However, the pencil is always thinner than the brush. Very convenient for writing, for example stylish, or signatures. Moving on to the third tool, it is very different from other drawing tools, as it is a coloring tool. It is the Color Replacement Tool. It paints the selected color on an existing color. One can check for sampling for once, or sampling according to the colors of first and background. It is possible to configure the blend mode, the limit of this tool, its tolerance, its smoothing, and finally its angle. A fourth tool is a tool that will fascinate too many paint enthusiasts. Mixer Brush Tool. This tool tries to simulate real paint techniques, such as mixing colors and humidity variations. In the options bar, there are several parameters to customize this tool, like humidity and the load, which allows for defining the amount of paint of the shape, defining the color mixing rate of contour, control the flow, etc. In conclusion, a very rich tool allows painting easily on a computer. In case of error, a designer will take the eraser to erase its shortcomings, or on the contrary, he can use the eraser to create super effects. Photoshop includes this tool to facilitate as best possible. This is the eraser tool. The operation of this tool is different from the eraser we know. It allows us to replace the color of the pixels with the background color that they make transparent. In other words, this tool does not allow us to erase as its name suggests, but to repaint in order to simulate that we deleted something. This tool consists of two other variants and are: Background Eraser Tool. Erases pixels of color, or sample. The Magic Eraser Tool. Erases areas of the same color, with just one click. Here are the 7 pixel-based drawing and painting tools. Now let us move on to vector tools. Vector drawing tools are a group of tools that allows for the creation of primitive geometric shapes and free drawing, used much more by graphic designers in creating posters or other derivative products. We have already discussed some of them in the video of the cutout techniques. These tools are used both to make paths, but also shapes. Simply change this option by the options bar, from path, shape, and pixel. The paths are used for cropping and selection. The shapes are used to create vector shapes, editable and manageable at any time. For the pixel is used as filler but not editable shapes. First, the pen tool. Drawing with the pen tool is not always easy, but it is the most effective. On the other hand, some shortcuts facilitate your work. We do a little reminder. Shift the key to make straight lines. To bend, just press the cursor. To add points, it is with the pen icon with A+. The second, the rectangle tool, allows creating rectangles and squares. To create squares, press the space key. Third, the ellipse tool, allows for the creation of ellipses and circles. To create homothetic circles, press the space key. Fourth, the triangle tool, allows for the creation of triangles. Fifth, the polygon tool, creates multiple types of polygons. By default, it is on 5 sides. By a simple click on the vacuum, we have this small dialog box. We can customize the number of sides as we want. We can do, for example, on 3 sides to make a triangle, 4 for rectangle or square, etc. Sixth, the line tool, draws custom straight lines in advance on the thickness of the contours. Recently, custom shape tool, draws shapes from the list of shapes found in the shape panel. Some attributes of vector shapes. In the property panel, each tool has its properties. The common options are the shape color, outline, size management, and position by the X and Y axes. Know that you can add some effects by the layer style panel, like a drop shadow, a stroke, a color overlay, or a gradient.